Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I've recreated this look for you. It is inspired by the beautiful Deepika Padukone in the song Ishq Jaisa Kuch from the new movie Fighter that's going to come out. I'm super stoked for it, but I absolutely loved her makeup look, especially in the beginning shots where she's on the beach and doing her thing. I tried to get it as close as possible to her in terms of the coloring and the style. As usual, the timestamps and the products that I used will be listed down below. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. Let's jump right into it. Starting with the brows, I'm using the e.l.f. Instant Brow Pencil. I'm using the shade Neutral Brown, and it is perfect to add depth without looking too made up. Deepika has pretty bold brows in the look, so I'm going to try and fill mine in as densely as possible without changing the shape of my brows. And to add back some texture, I'm using the e.l.f. Wow Brow Gel in Neutral Brown as well. This will give the brows a natural appearance while setting them in place. Now the eyes are dramatic, so I'm going to start with them in case there's any fallout, setting with the Smashbox 24-hour primer. This is the best primer for my oily eyelids, and it keeps my eyeshadows in place all day, and it has never failed me. Now my favorite cream eyeshadows at the moment are the Merit Solo eyeshadows. I have 3 shades in my rotation, and I absolutely love how thin they feel. They have a little bit more playtime and spread smoothly before setting. The shade that I'm using is Nelson. It's a neutral brownish gray, and I thought it would be a perfect base before going in with the powder eyeshadows. Here I'm using a fluffy brush from BK Beauty to feather out the edges. Now I know that this doesn't look very blended here, but this is a trust the process kind of look. Next I'm going to line with a black eyeliner. This one is from Rimmel, but you can use any black eyeliner that you have. In some shots it seems Deepika has jet black liner which gradually fades into a blackish brown, and I'm trying to replicate that by blending the eyeliner up onto the eyelids. I also noticed a slight wing action in the bathing suit shots, so I'm creating a soft wing here with a tiny pencil brush, and I'm utilizing the eyeliner on my lids to draw out a soft wing as a template before adding more liner to deepen it. Following the natural shape of my eyes as a guide, I'm also bringing the liner down to my lower lash line. For the shadows, I'm going to use this beautiful Shadow Kiss palette from Alter Ego. I'm going to pack on this neutral medium brown shade called Shade all over my eyelids. This will add a little bit of brown gray that I see in some of the shots and lock in the cream shadows. Next, I'm picking up Desire on a fluffy brush to soften and blend out the crease. I have more lid space than Deepika, so any unblended eyeshadows will be visible even with my eyes open, so I always have to make sure that all the shadows gradually blend into each other without looking choppy. Next, I'm going to tightline using some black eyeliner, making sure there's no skin peeking through. I mean, simply put, this look really is a brownish black smoky eye. And then with some micellar water on a paper towel, I'm cleaning up any fallout, and this is also a great hack to getting that clean, crisp line and also lift the eyes. Moving on to the face for now, I'm going to use the Covergirl Clean Fresh Color Correcting Serum Moisturizer Primer only on the areas of discoloration. This has just enough of the orange pigment to offset the dullness around my mouth and is lightweight on the skin. I'm having a few breakouts, so I'm going to spot conceal it with the NYX Bare With Me serum in a slightly deeper shade to get my skin as perfected as Deepika's. I'm gently tapping this product to sheer it out without disrupting the pigment underneath. I'm also using a thin layer of this under the eyes to cancel out any darkness. The slight peach tones in this concealer will help to neutralize the area. For foundation, I'm using the Revlon Colorstay 24-hour Longwear makeup for normal to dry skin, and I'm using the BK Beauty 109 brush working in smaller sections. Deepika's skin is perfection, and I want to replicate it as best I can, which is why I chose this foundation. It's a medium to full coverage and sets matte without clinging onto dry patches and texture. It's truly a beautiful formula that lasts all day and at an affordable price point. Speaking of affordable makeup, I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer to brighten underneath the eyes. This is another cult favorite product that builds from a medium to full coverage matte finish, and I like to take a bit of it on the back of my hand and then apply it with a clean brush or fingers. This allows me to control the product and gradually build up to my desired finish and intensity. I'm using the Givenchy Prisme Libre powder to set the concealer. I know this costs a pretty penny, and while I don't encourage spending exorbitant amounts of your hard-earned coin over luxury brands, this one just hits different. The camera is never going to do this product any justice, but you can see how this has blurred out my under eyes without oxidizing and changing the color of the concealer. Next, I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Set and Smooth pressed powder to set the perimeters of my face, and I'm using the BK Beauty tapered powder brush from the Essential Face Kit. It's well crafted, soft, and the perfect size for powders and bronzers. And if you guys are still here and enjoying this tutorial, please give it a like. I can't possibly articulate into words how much it means to me that you guys are here and watching. Please accept my humble thank you. And now back to the video. Now, it's no mystery that Deepika has chiseled features and does not need much contouring, but in photos you can see that she is wearing a little bit of contour or bronzer. I'm going in with my Bare Minerals bronzer in the shade Faux Tan to add a little bit of definition, especially to my jawline. Now, this is easily the #1 contour bronzing product that I own because the shade is just perfect for my olive undertones. It's sheer to buildable coverage and it's never patchy. She also has a sharp defined nose, so I decided to add some bronzer along the sides to sharpen mine ever so slightly. Now, moving back to the eyes, I'm using the Rimmel eyeliner to tightline and smoke out the bottom lash line. This pencil brush from Merit is so small and precise, making it so easy to get in between the lashes and fill any gaps. And now with a bigger pencil brush, I'm taking Desire to soften that liner. Her lower lash line is hazier than the top, so this shade is ideal to blur out any harshness of the black. L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black in Waterproof for the mascara, applying both to the top and bottom lash line before going in with some falsies. You can skip this part, but I think falsies really take it to the next level, and in photos, it does look like as if she has some on. At this point, I felt that the look lacked some warmth, so I used the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Powder in Deep to amp up the beach bronziness. And I also popped just a bit of this below the brow bone to really tie in the eyes with the rest of the face, and this really just made the look come together. For blush, I'm using the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Petal Primavera. This is a muted pink with a satin finish. It adds a soft and delicate glow onto the skin without emphasizing any texture. I'm going to come back to the cheeks in a minute, but let's get into the lips. I'm using the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Endless Cacao to define the perimeters. It's going to look a little bit ashy at first, but just stay with me here. I'm also going to fill in the edges to make it a little bit poutier. For lipstick, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Satin Velvet Lipstick in the shade Dusty Rose. This has a little bit of that lilac undertone in it, which goes great with olive tones. But this is where the lips come together. This is the MAC Oyster Girl Lip Gloss. And I'm going to take a little bit of this on the back of my hand and then apply it with a lip brush. Now, do you see that shine? It is absolutely stunning. It's also one of MAC's bestsellers. It just adds some dimension to the lips, and it was the closest I could get to Deepika's lipstick shade. And for the finishing touch, I'm using NARS Fort de Franc highlighter. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of this just to the highest points of my cheeks at first. And then, without taking any more product, I'm bringing it down and towards the center of the face. Now, this will make the cheeks appear wet in certain angles and as if you're typically emerging from the ocean. And that completes this look, guys. I hope I did it justice and encourage you to try it out. I'm interested to know if you guys are excited for this movie. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.